Stage 3 fuel tank delivery to the loading site in Urska River. Hello there everybody and welcome back to another exciting episode of SnowRunner at OpenFed Gaming. I am the OpenFed. Today we're going to be taking our Kenworth 963 out to pick up a Stage 3 fuel tank. We're going to deliver it to the loading site. We're going to take our shortcut route to Northern Ages Installation Tunnel, but we're going to veer off about halfway. So we're only going to take it for a part of the distance. Now, the Kenworth has a 3-slot cargo bed in the back, and the fuel tank is a 3-slot round tank, I guess you can call it. So it's going to fit on the back of this truck just perfect. You know, I love to use this truck more than any other truck in the game, because I'm not the fondest of pulling a trailer, so I'd like to be able to put the cargo on the bed of the truck where I don't have to worry about trailer off track and stuff like that. As we're leaving the garage, we got a little bit of an ice road, and if you just stay a little bit to the left and keep your tires partially in the snow, you get enough traction to get up. If you go over in the middle, it's going to be a little bit harder, especially when you get to the top. So I just kind of stick to the side a little bit. Now we got a couple of little pitfalls along the way, and then of course we got a couple of little pitfalls on the way back to the loading site, but we'll tackle them one at a time as we go by. Now that's the power plant on the right hand side that we had delivered oversized cargo container and metal beams to. Close by the garage, but the steel mill's a long ways away. Anyhow, we're going to go right by there because we don't need to stop here. Just up ahead here in the road, there's a couple of, I don't know what you want to call them, holes, bumps, mud pits, or whatever you like to call them. And you can avoid them or you can go through them if you want. I prefer to miss them a little bit because if you go right through the middle of it, it kind of grabs a hold of you and keeps you there for a few minutes. Not that first one, not so bad, but this one's a little bit worse. So, anyhow, as you're coming up around the corner here, you got to make sure that you take your time. This is a game that you can't be in a rush. You can't be driving fast, because if you do, there's going to be lots of mistakes, and you will not have a lot of fun. Because as you come around this corner here, you got to turn to the left. And if you're coming around this corner a little bit too fast, you'd slide right off the edge. And you'd end up with your truck upside down. You'd have to recover and start over again. So my motto is just go a little bit slower, drive a little bit more careful, and try and get in one piece the first time. You got to try and miss as many of the big boulders as you can. And it's almost impossible sometimes, so you just do your best. And the Kenworth is a very capable truck. It's got nice big tires, and you don't have too much of a problem. It's the same thing with the trees here. Like, you cannot get around it. You're going to have to drive over some of it. So the best thing to do is to drive over the crown. It's a little softer and kind of sticks right through your deck, I see. That was kind of strange. Now this here little track, you got to ride it out to the bottom just up ahead there, but it's very narrow. So you got to make sure you kind of try and stay to the left a little bit. Because if you don't, you will slide off the side. Now, it hasn't happened to me yet, but I mean, common sense would dictate that if you go to the right and you're going to go over the rocks, you're going to go down. So don't do that. That's just not a lot of fun. We're going to go straight here, and just up ahead, we're going to turn right onto the ice, because you cannot go straight along the side of the hill, because the track gets very narrow, narrower than the truck. So you will fall off if you go up there. I haven't done it, but I've been through there with the Tuz, and it was very difficult to do with the Tuz. So I imagine it would be even harder with the Kenworth. So we're just going to avoid that altogether, and we're going to come around here and just try to miss as many of the big rocks that we can. And we're going to come around here. Now we got to hurry up, and we want to try and get to the fuel tank before it gets dark, as it's already starting to get dusky. Then when we get to the fuel tank, we'll just have a nap, wait till the morning, and then we're going to continue on again with sunlight. But in the meantime, we're not there yet. You can see the bridge up ahead, That's the bridge we got to cross towards the right. So here we got to climb back up the hill as we avoided that little narrow part of the track up beside the hill by just going around it. It looks hard, but it isn't. It's a lot easier, and you get there in one piece. You can manage to get up there. So just try and climb a little slower, and do not worry about the trees. The trees are small enough that you can go right over top of them. They offer no resistance. The truck is a fairly long frame truck, so you do have to adjust for that. Because I came up a little bit too high there, so I'm going to have to go back a little, but that's okay. That's not a problem. So as we're coming up over top of this bridge, then you can see the bridge over there, the steel bridge. Just up over top of this rise will be hanging a right. No, at the end of the road here, that's a little bit of a muddy area, and it will take you some time to get through. So the best thing to do is just cut by it, avoid it altogether. I always try to avoid any mud or any pitfalls if I can, because it's just going to take and waste your time, and we don't want to do that. Now we're going to go across the bridge and another one, and then just up ahead there's a little city, and we're going to turn off left into that little city. And well, we'll wait till we get there. Now there again, they leave all these boulders around, and try to miss as many of them as you can, I suppose. The smaller ones don't make too much of a difference, but the big ones are a real pain. Right over here is where that little village is to the left. And there again, I'd like to remind you, this road has got no snow on it, but it is slippery, I tell you. And the only reason you don't see my truck slipping and sliding is because I'm going so slow. You really have to push yourself to go a lot slower when you're playing this game, because, when you come from a racing game and then come back to this, it's a lot different. It's a lot easier, slower pace. But I like that. It's kind of cool. It's more puzzly and trying to figure out where everything is and how to get it, how to deliver it to where you gotta go. That's the fun part. Now, we've been up here once before, or twice, and it doesn't look like it's a bad road, but this road really tips to the left up here. A little bit to the right here, but to the left just by this pole. And then as you're going up the incline, that little hill, it really tips to the left too. So, and you might think, well, that's not so bad. And it isn't. But we got nothing on the back right now. We're not top heavy. We're in a nice, solid, low center of gravity truck. And we're not going to have too much of a problem climbing up here. But wait till you see the cargo that we got to transport back down this hill. That's a little bit of a different story. It's going to make it a little bit harder, but not impossible. The Opafed can get anything transported nowadays, I suppose. We haven't failed at any jobs yet. We've failed, but we've repeated them, and then we're successful second, third, or fourth, fifth try. Sometimes you have to keep going until you get it done. That's just the only way you're going to be able to do it. So as the day is coming to an end, we're going to go around the building and then kind of sneak in beside that fuel tank and go for a nap overnight, and then we'll get up in the morning, like I said, with a nice clear day, and we can see where we're going, because we got some obstacles and pitfalls coming that you have to be able to see what's happening. As we're coming around the corner, we got just enough room here, even with this big truck. We don't have to worry about going back and forth. There's the fuel tank. It's not a little tank. I do expect that it's empty because we can pick it up. Well, you have to be able to pick it up with your crane, because if you couldn't, how would you get it on the back of your truck? So sneak up quite close beside it, like that. And then we'll just change our time, and we wake up in the morning, and it's a brand new day. Now we get out the crane, and there again, it takes a little bit of practice to get the crane working the way you want it. You get your outriggers down, your stabilizers, and bring your crane around and lift it up. And after a while, you get pretty good at it, and you'll begin to realize that heavy stuff that you want to pick up, you got to be fairly close to the object. You can't be too far away because the crane can't reach over and then lift a real heavy weight. So anyhow, when you get it over here, you don't have to be exact in where you place it. I try to, just for fun, to see if I can get it exactly where I want it, but if it takes too long, then I just put it down a little bit of an angle, and that's okay, because the game will pack your cargo properly for you. So then when it's on, you pack your cargo, restore your crane, and off we go. We're going on the road home now. So we got half the job is done. She's big crane, or big tank, I mean, and it's very top heavy. And like I was saying, when you're going to be coming down this little hill here, you got to be careful the way you tackle it, because if you tackle it a little bit too far to one side, that tank will pull your truck over if you tip too far to one side, and then you're going to have to call the TUZ out or something, because your truck will flip too, and then you're going to have to right your truck again, and then you're going to have to try and reach over and put that tank back on. So you're better off just to do it all in the first shot. So I put it in a lower gear, go a little bit slower, and try to stay away from the really angly part of the hill. And we managed to get through it okay. That was not too bad. Now we got a little bit of snow running through the mud, because it's pretty muddy here, and every time you go through, the tracks just get deeper and more muddier as you go along, which makes it harder and harder. That's why I always try and drive with my outside wheels either on the right or left hand side in the snow, so that you can get a little bit of traction. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't, and then you're going to have to winch yourself forward if you get stuck. And that's okay too, because your winch is your best friend. You want to make sure you've always got him available. So as we're coming through here now, this is that little city again at the bottom of the hill. And Kenworth, he's a pretty good truck. I have yet to see him not be able to complete the task that I wanted to do. Unless, of course, you need a truck with a low saddle or something that the Kenworth can't have. So then you'd have to go and get a different type of truck. But anyhow, we're going through the little city here, back in a regular automatic gear, coming up to the road. And I might just want to remind you again, this is an ice road. So be careful, don't go too fast on it, because when you do, you will be slipping. So as we're pulling out onto the road, I just try to take it a little bit easier. As you can see, the road, even the road itself, it angles a little bit to one side. So now we just take her easy and we'll be okay. Now we got these two bridges to go across, and that's not a problem, but we got to go straight. We're not going to go back the shortcut way to the left or the right at the end of the bridge. We're going to go straight up. And going straight up, there's a section of hill there that's just like a ski hill. And that rock was a little bit too big. And this ski hill has got moguls in it, or dips and hills and valleys, and it's very hard to navigate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that into, I think I want to put it in low gear and climb up in low gear, because it gives me a little bit more traction, and it makes the vehicle go slower, because you don't want to go fast here, because if something happens and for some reason you guessed wrong in the way it was angling, or the way the dip was angling, you can always stop a lot quicker in low gear than you can in regular gear, because you're going to be going too fast. As you can see, she's got bumps and dips everywhere there. Now, thank God it's not a long ski hill road, but you can see the top of it where we got to get to. So it's not an easy one. There are several places where you could get flipped, but if you take it easy and kind of stay in in the middle here in this area. You can see there's a big dip in front of us, and the best thing probably would be to go right through the middle of it, a little bit to the right hand side, because if you go to the left, she's going to tip you again. So as we're coming through this, you can tell that the high side of the road all of a sudden goes to the right. When that happens, you're going to have to pull her back a little bit. But I mean, that's all common sense, and anybody can see that, right? I mean, now you've got two big holes, two big dips in front of you on the right hand side, and everybody knows you drive in there, you're going to be in trouble. So don't do that. And as we're getting through, it looks like we're going to make it okay in one piece. We still got the fuel tank on the back. And we're just going to slowly climb up this icy road. There again, I'd like to stay a little bit on the side, but I don't know if I do this time or not. I was just happy to be off of that ski hill, and it doesn't seem to be sliding, so he's going to be okay. So as we're coming along here, oh, he slid a little. He was sliding a little bit, so it is still a problem, a little bit of a problem, but it's not going to keep us from getting up to the top. And we're almost at the loading site. So we got a little bit of area here with some debris on the road. There again, like I said, missed the biggest rocks, and here you could put your tire right in between those rocks, because you don't want to go too far to the left, because then you're gonna flip off the side of the road again. Oh, it's horrible. You got to really make sure you keep that truck level, because otherwise everything is trying to pull you over to one side or the other. So anyhow, we're getting by all the debris, and the rest of it should be just a cakewalk now as we get up to closer and closer to the loading site. Boy, the graphics in this game are just absolutely fantastic. Like, this has got to be one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. It's mesmerizing for me, because I think it's so cool. As we're coming up around the corner here, we're almost there. Up at the top. Now, I never knew what this facility was called, but it's the loading site, and we're going to be putting an old rocket, spaceship, or something together, because they want 2 fuel tanks and they want an engine assembly. So this is the very first of the 2-stage fuel tanks that we're going to be delivering. What a great game. What a great delivery here. Absolutely awesome. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you took away a few tips and tricks. And if you're just watching it just for the fun of it, that's okay too. I hope you enjoy it. I really enjoy playing it, and I hope to see you back at OpenFed Gaming for the other fuel tank delivery and for the engine assembly delivery. Until then, you have yourself a great day. You've been running in the snow with me, the OpenFed.